Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I do my everyday makeup routine. So basically just the techniques and products that I use on an everyday basis. So if you would like to see how to get this makeup look, please keep watching. Okay, so I normally always start with a moisturizer. I'm using the Neutrogena Hydra Boost. I really like this because it's like a gel moisturizer and I feel like these work the best. I have dry skin, normal to dry. I get oily like in my T-zone, but I'm literally almost out of this. You can't even see, so I'm gonna see how much I can get out of here. But I always moisturize before any time I do my makeup. Also, if I look tanner on my body than my face, I use fake tanner. I use the Fake Bake like spray self tanner. I found it works really well. I use the dark shade, I think. Okay, so for face primer, I'm using the Tarte smoothing primer. This literally, if you have pores, you will not have pores with this. It's really heavy duty, it's super thick. I literally only put it in my T-zone area, but it will get rid of all of your pores. It's like on the more expensive side, but I find it works like 10 times better than the Benefit Professional, which is what I was using before. And then I saw that Tati Westbrook here on YouTube recommended this. And so I just got it, but it literally is like thick. I usually try to just press it in and not use a lot. I feel like this is gonna last me forever because it's a pretty big jar. And then so I usually let my primer soak in while I do my eyes. I like to do my eyes first just every day because I can be a lot more messy and then I'll just go and clean it up with concealer. So I'm going in with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Concealer. Honestly, this isn't that great of a concealer. It really doesn't even cancel out like coloration in my eyes. It was just kind of, I think I picked it up one time because I couldn't find my other concealer, and it's close to my foundation shade, and I really like the base of my eyes to be the color of my face. I know a lot of people use like face primers or eye primers that are lighter than their face, but for some reason I just feel like that looks weird. So I usually go in with this. Also, I did my brows off camera, obviously. I literally have like no brows, so I will probably always do them off camera. If you want to know what I used the Maybelline Total Temptation. This is kind of like the Anastasia brow definer. Like it has that angled tip to it. It's all right. I don't love it, but I also don't want to spend the money on Anastasia, especially because I run out of brow pencil so easily, because that's the one thing I won't leave the house without is brows. Like even if I'm not doing any other makeup, I'll just do my brows and then I'll leave. So I'm just taking this on my eyelids, just a little bit. And I'm just gonna blend that out with my beauty blender. I'm using the Morphe Beauty Sponge, which I really like. I really like how it has this these like flat shades because I like to bake my face. So it's really nice to like carve out the face with. Plus I just like can't be spending $20 on a beauty blender. Like that's just kind of ridiculous. I don't have the money for that, especially when I can find better sponges. So then I'm going to set my eyes. I'm using the Coty Airspun loose powder in Naturally Neutral. Love this loose powder. Almost better than the Laura Mercier powder, and it's like, it's super cheap. I got it at Walmart. But I just can't be spending all this extra money, especially when I can get a product that's just as good, if not better. Also, I've had this for forever, and it's a huge powder thing, and it's lasted me super long, and I feel like I still have so much left. So I'm just gonna blend out the creases real quick. Then I'm gonna go in and set my eyes. Next, the eyeshadow palette I'm using, which I use literally every single day since I've got it, is the Kylie bronze palette. Mine like eyeshadow things fell out, so I put them back and I don't think they're in the right place. So I can't tell you the shade names, but I'll just like point to which shade I'm using. But I use this every day. This one, obviously I've hit pan on because I use that for pretty much any eye look, just as a transition shade. Wish I could tell you what shade it was because I'm not sure that it's in the right, yeah, I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna go in with just a big fluffy brush and I'm gonna take that transition shade that I was talking about. It's just like a very neutral brown shade. I'm just gonna pack it on my brush and I'm just gonna be super messy with this. I'm kind of gonna go all in my crease and kind of on my eyelid. The reason I, again, do my eyes first is so I can be messy, because usually when I'm doing this, it's before class or whatever. I'm not trying to take hours on blending my eyeshadow, so. Okay, so as you can see, I was like super messy with it, but I promise it all comes together. So now I'm going to take the two shimmer shades in this palette and just mix them on a flat shader brush and use that as my lid color. I'm gonna zoom y'all in a little bit just so you can see a little bit better. There we go, I just zoomed y'all in a little bit so you can see closer. I know it looks super messy, but I swear it comes together. So I'm taking, again, these two shimmer shades right here and here, just on a flat shader brush. And just I'm gonna go all over the lid with it. And then now I'm just gonna go back in with that same shader brush that I used in the crease and just kind of blend it all together. And then now, again, using the palette, I'm gonna take the darkest brown shade right here and an angled brush. This angled brush is the best one that I've tried. I always do my, or most of the time I do my liner with shadow, just because I feel like it gives a less harsh look. And it's also just easier to do. You can clean it up, whatever. But this is the best angled brush I found to use. This is the Zoeva 317 winged liner brush. It's from the rose gold collection. That's why it looks all pretty. But anyways, so I'm taking the brown shade, and this is where I get a lot of fallout, but again, it doesn't matter because I still haven't gone in with my foundation. Also, I am super messy with my wing because we can clean it up. So, and I'm not doing like a super heavy wing or whatever, just because it's every day, but I just like the way winged liner looks on my eyes. So that's why I do it in my everyday makeup routine. So I'm just taking the dark brown and I'm just gonna do a little wing liner. I usually don't like to bring it like all the way into the corner. I usually stop about like halfway. Okay, now we're done. I know they're super messy, but I'm gonna clean them up, so don't worry. Okay, so now, since I finished most of the eyes, I'm gonna go back and like clean them up a little bit after I'm done with the face. We're gonna go in with foundation. This is my favorite foundation right now. It's the Dior Backstage Face and Body. Kind of reminds me of the Face and Body from MAC, but I actually didn't like that one that much, but this one I love. I just feel like it makes my face look flawless, and it's super lightweight, and it's good for, I would say it's good for dry skin. It's kind of on the dewy side a little bit, and I'm in the shade 2W. And again, my face is paler than my body, so I'm obviously going in with a dark shade to try to match the rest of my body to my face, or match my face to the rest of my body, I mean. my face is all done. I'm sorry, I have like foundation lips. I'm gonna wipe those off real quick. There we go. A little less crazy. Now that I finished my foundation, we're gonna go in with concealer. So I'm taking 2 concealers. I'm gonna use the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I have the shade Fair. This concealer is amazing. I'm sure y'all have heard people use it, obviously. It's one of the best drugstore concealers. So I usually just go right under my eyes like this, a little bit on my chin, why not? I have a couple pimples down there. I'll go in the center of my forehead, down my nose, why not? And then, so I'm really only using this because the Age Rewind concealer doesn't have that a doe foot applicator. It has like this little sponge thing, and I need to carve my eyes out, so I'm going back in with that L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow that I used on my eyes just to clean up the corners. Yep, so just carve it out like that, and then we're gonna blend this all out. Okay, so now that we have the concealer all blended out, I'm gonna set it with that same Coty Airspun powder. I'm taking it on my beauty blender. I'm just gonna go into the powder and then just place it under my eyes like that. I'm baking like a little bit. I don't let it set for forever because it's nothing serious, but I feel like because I have such dry skin, setting my under eyes and my face with a beauty blender just like doesn't dry my skin out. I don't feel like I'm cakey. So I really, that's why I do this. I'm just setting kind of the T-zone area where I do get the most oily. And I literally just, that's as long as I let it set. And then I take just a regular powder brush, and I'm taking the Urban Decay All Nighter setting powder, which literally this will make your makeup stay on forever, just like the setting spray. Super great powder. And it's just like, I think there's only one shade. It kind of looks like it has a tint to it, but I'm pretty sure it's just translucent. So I usually take this, a little bit of this powder, and I kind of use this to sweep away the bake that I already have on there, and I'm just like setting the rest of my face. I'm just sweeping away the bake that I already had on there. And then usually, because my eyebrows can get a little like powdery, I'll go back in and touch up on them. That's the only downside of doing your eyebrows first, is you can get a lot of powder in them. Okay, so now that our face is all set, we're gonna go in with bronzer. I'm using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer. I've kind of hit pan on this as well. Also, something that's changed my bronzer game is actually this brush. This is the Morphe M527, and I just think it makes my bronzer go on really well. So my bronzer game has been stepped up. So I just took a little bit of that and bronze. I'm gonna go kind of heavy on the bronzer today just because I am looking pretty tan from my self tanner. Okay, so now that we did bronzer, I'm gonna do blush. Lately, I've been loving like a lot of blush. I'm super into blush right now. I think that it's coming back because before I feel like everyone was doing the like bronze look and it was just really warm blushes. But I feel like recently a lot of people have been into blush, and I've been using a lot more blush. I love, this is from Tarte. I think this is actually like a mini one that I got for free from Sephora, but it's lasted me forever. It's in the shade Entertain. I love this. Okay, so now that we're good with blush, we're gonna go in with highlighter. So for highlight, I really like something natural. I'm using the Hourglass Ambient Dim Lighting Powder. Really, this is a powder that you can use all over your face, but I just like to use it for highlight, just for an everyday thing. I don't want like a blinding highlight, that's just really extra. So I'm just taking this on a highlight brush. It's really not anything you can probably even see in the camera, but I think it adds a nice little glow. But I always love a blinding nose highlight. So I'm going to take the Anastasia Amrezy highlighter. This is gorgeous. And I'm taking just a little tiny brush and I'm going on the tip of my nose because I live for a nose highlight. Like, that is one thing. I just feel so cute. And then I'm going down my nose, and then I'm gonna take this same highlighter on my inner corners. And then I'm also gonna take it on my brow bone. There we go. Yes. Next, I'm just gonna brush out. Oh, obviously I have eyelash extensions. These are not my real eyelashes. So I'm not even gonna put on any mascara. When they start to fall out, usually I'll use some like oil-free mascara, but I just recently got these done, so they're not that bad. So I'm just gonna brush them out. And now I'm gonna go in with some lower lash mascara. But one tip that I learned from Carly Bible here on YouTube that literally changed my lower lash game, because I used to never wear lower lash mascara because no matter what I did, it would get smudged. No matter if I used like waterproof mascara, whatever, it would always smudge and I would end up looking like a raccoon, and I was just not having it. But she had this tip to take your setting powder and set under your eyes, almost like baking, to get like a bunch of loose powder just like on the tip of a brush or something, and go right under your eyes, like right there. Leave it there while you do your lower lash mascara. So I'm using the L'Oreal Telescopic mascara. I really like this for the lower lash line because it's a super like tiny, it's like a super thin lash or mascara wand. So it's easy to be like super precise because I'm not trying to like clump up my lower lashes or anything. So yeah, I'm just gonna go in with that. Okay, and then I'm gonna leave this like bake on there while I do my lips, just because you don't want to wipe it right away because then your mascara will be wet and then it'll just be a mess. So you want to let it dry. So for my lips, I usually like to do something super natural. I just got this color, so I haven't been like using it every day, but I love it. This is the Kylie Cosmetics lip kit in the shade Kylie, and the liner is like a little bit darker than the lipstick, which I really like. I feel like it makes my lips look bigger. Goals. So I'm just gonna line my lips and then go in with that lipstick. Now I'm gonna go in with the lip kit. See, it's like, I don't know if you can tell, but it's definitely lighter than the lip liner. Okay, so now that we're done with lips, we can wipe this away. And then last but not least, we set our face. I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, obviously. Makes my makeup last all day. And that's the final look, y'all. So this is just pretty much what I do every day. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And please like and subscribe. You can hit that notification bell to be notified for my next upload. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'll see y'all in my next video.
Pretty soon, I'ma take your phone, or you should hide it in your pockets until you get home. Don't wanna see